What if artificial intelligence didn't begin with code, but with myth? Not in Silicon Valley, but in temples, scrolls, and forgotten dreams? The hidden history of artificial intelligence. Chapter 1: The Machine Gods of the Ancient World. Before AI had circuits, it lived in stories of machines that walked, thought, and obeyed. In ancient Greece, they told of Talos, a towering bronze giant, gifted by the gods to guard the island of Crete. He wasn't flesh, nor spirit, but forged from metal and magic. He circled the island day and night, relentless and tireless, smashing intruders with molten fury. Some say he had a single vein of Ichor, divine oil, coursing through his body. He wasn't just a myth. He was an ancient vision of automation. A programmed protector in a world without machines. In Imperial China, ancient scrolls speak of Yangshe, an engineer who presented a life-sized mechanical man to King Mu of the Zhou dynasty. The automaton walked, bowed, sang, and flirted. It even had removable organs, eyes, heart, liver, crafted with astonishing detail. When one was removed, the behavior changed. It was not just entertainment, it was an early vision of programmable intelligence. In Mesopotamia, legend told of priest kings who commanded clay statues that moved on their own, ritual golems infused with power. In ancient Egypt, temple doors opened without human touch. Powered by hidden water systems and heat-driven mechanisms, early robotics cloaked in divine mystery. And in India, sacred texts like the Samarangana Sutradhara described self-moving machines that guarded temples and palaces, built by divine craftsmen and powered by wind or fire. Across the ancient world, from stone ziggurats to desert pyramids, humans shared a haunting dream to create life, not from flesh, but from form, function, and force. They didn't call it artificial intelligence. They called it divine craftsmanship. But at its core, it was the same question we ask today: can we build something that thinks, moves, and chooses? These were more than bedtime stories. They were the first sketches of an ancient idea. Can humans create intelligence? Chapter 2: Philosophy and the Ghost in the Machine. As myth faded, philosophy took over. Could logic itself be made to think? As myth gave way to philosophy, the dream of artificial minds didn't vanish, it evolved. The gods faded, but the question remained: what is a mind? And can it be built? In the 17th century, René Descartes, the father of modern philosophy, proposed something radical. He believed animals, creatures of instinct and reaction, were nothing more than living machines. Soulless, predictable, mechanically obedient. They moved, breathed, and reacted, but they did not think. To Descartes, the soul, the true self, was reserved for human reason. But what if reason could be imitated? Around the same time, the philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz dreamed of a machine that could process pure logic. A device built not to compute numbers, but to reason. To solve disputes, make moral choices, perhaps even invent new thought. He called it the calculus ratiocinator, a reasoning engine that could model the human mind itself. These men weren't engineers. They weren't building robots or machines in the modern sense. They were philosophers, trying to decode the architecture of thought by imagining its mechanical shadow. They laid the intellectual groundwork for what would one day be called artificial intelligence. But to them, it was something deeper. A way to glimpse the soul by designing its imitation. Chapter 3: Clockwork Wonders and Mechanical Lies. In the age of gears and steam, illusions of intelligence captivated the world. The 18th century was a dazzling age of mechanical marvels, where science, art, and illusion danced hand in hand. In the salons of Europe, inventors amazed kings and commoners alike with creations that blurred the line between life and machine. There was a mechanical duck that seemed to breathe, eat, and even digest grain, quacking and waddling with lifelike precision. A boy-shaped automaton could dip a quill into ink, composing poems letter by letter, enchanting audiences with his delicate movements. And then there was the infamous mechanical Turk, a chess-playing automaton that defeated masters and baffled skeptics. These machines weren't mere toys, they were feats of ingenuity, blending gears, springs, and artistry to breathe the illusion of life into cold metal. But the magic was an illusion. When the velvet curtains were drawn back, the truth was revealed. Hidden within these wonders were human operators, deft hands controlling every move. The duck didn't truly digest. The boy didn't truly write. And the Turk's moves were guided by a secret master. The wonder was beautiful, an intricate dance of craftsmanship and deception. Yet beneath the spectacle, the most important element was missing: true thinking. Intelligence, creativity, and choice remained human. These mechanical marvels could mimic life, but the spark of mind belonged only to their makers. Chapter 4: The Birth of Modern AI. As the world went to war, so too did the idea of intelligent machines. During the darkest days of World War II, in a hidden room deep beneath the streets of England, a man named Alan Turing was quietly building something extraordinary. Not just a machine designed to break the enemy's secret codes, but a machine that would challenge the very nature of human thought itself. Turing's vision was revolutionary. Could a machine be created that didn't simply follow instructions, but could simulate intelligence? Could it learn, adapt, and even think in ways that resembled the human mind? This wasn't just about war. It was about asking a profound question, one that would echo through the decades. To answer this, Turing proposed what became known as the Turing test. If a machine could convincingly imitate human conversation, responding in ways indistinguishable from a person, could we say it truly thinks? Suddenly, the question changed. No longer was it about whether machines could perform tasks or calculations. It became, if a machine can think like us. If it can mimic human reasoning and behavior so perfectly. Do we still hold the exclusive meaning of thought? The boundaries between man and machine began to blur. And with that, the dream of artificial intelligence entered the realm of possibility. Chapter 5: Cold War, Cold Machines. AI became a weapon, then a disappointment. During the tense decades of the Cold War, the race wasn't just for nuclear weapons or space. It was also a race to build machines that could think, machines that could give an edge in espionage, strategy, and communication. Governments poured billions of dollars into research and development, secret labs hummed with activity, computer rooms glowed with the light of early processors, and teams of scientists pushed the boundaries of what machines could do. They dreamed of computers that could translate languages instantly, breaking down barriers between East and West. Generals imagined automated command centers, where decisions were made faster than any human mind. Strategists envisioned artificial intelligence capable of predicting enemy moves, managing vast armies, and controlling drones with unmatched precision. But the machines of the era were shackled by the limits of their time: slow processors, limited memory, and simplistic algorithms. The gap between lofty promises and practical reality grew wider. Expectations soared too high, dreams raced ahead of hardware. Funding dwindled as governments grew impatient. Research slowed. Hype gave way to disappointment. The era of unbridled optimism ended, and AI entered its first winter, a long, cold pause where progress froze and many wondered if the dream was over. Chapter 6: Rebirth in Silence. While the world forgot, AI quietly evolved in the shadows. While the world's attention drifted elsewhere, hidden away in university basements and quiet research labs, a new chapter of artificial intelligence was quietly unfolding. For decades, neural networks, systems inspired by the human brain's architecture, had been overlooked, dismissed as too complex or impractical. But a spark reignited. Researchers dusted off old theories and combined them with the newfound power of exploding data, billions of pieces of information flowing faster than ever before. Algorithms grew smarter, learning to recognize patterns in vast oceans of information. Machines were no longer just following rigid rules and scripts. Instead, they began to learn from experience, adapting and improving without explicit programming for every task. Slowly but surely, the myth stirred once more. The dream of machines that could truly think, not just mimic, was awakening from a long, cold slumber. The ancient question still echoes: what makes a mind? Today, artificial intelligence is no longer a distant dream or whispered myth. It has woven itself into nearly every thread of our lives, touching art, medicine, warfare, and even our deepest emotions. AI paints vivid portraits that challenge our ideas of creativity. It writes stories and poems that blur the line between human and machine imagination. It diagnoses diseases with a precision that saves lives. And it listens, understands, and converses, offering companionship, guidance, and sometimes even empathy. The boundary between true thought and clever simulation has never been more fragile. The ancient myth of Talos, the bronze guardian brought to life, no longer lives just in legend. It has stepped off the pages of history and into our very real, modern world. The question remains, what does it truly mean to think? And as machines awaken, will we recognize the dream we once imagined? Thank you for joining us on this journey through the hidden history of artificial intelligence. If you enjoyed uncovering these ancient myths and modern marvels with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of history's greatest stories brought to life. Have thoughts or questions about AI's past or future? Drop a comment below, we'd love to hear from you. Together, let's keep exploring the mysteries that shape our world. See you in the next video.